Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and today we are figuring out my best book of 2023. I'm so excited to put my books head to head to figure out what my best read of 2023 was. As you can see, I have my bracket set up. We'll go through each month and figure out what my best read was of each month, and then they'll go head to head until we get one final book, which will be my best book of 2023. I'm so excited. I really don't know what the book could be. I did just film my best books of 2023, so I assume it will be one of those, obviously, but I just don't know which one it will be yet. So I've got my pen, and we are going to figure it out. We will start with January. Let's see. January looks like we read 11 books, and I'm going to go by 5-star ratings. So my first 5-star of the year was Someday Maybe by Onyi Nwaboneli, which could be a really great contender. Then we've got The Color Purple by Alice Walker. That is just a classic and amazing. And Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. Now, I might be biased because it was in my best books of 2023 video yesterday, but Cloud Cuckoo Land definitely is the book that will stick out to me the most, especially in the future, of those 3 5-stars. So, I should have this page marked, maybe. So Cloud Cuckoo Land is going into the January box. All right, next we're going to go to February. These tabs are really going to come in handy. All right, so February, we also read 11 books, and let's check what my 5 stars were. The Hill We Climb by Amanda Gorman, a piece of her poetry, which I don't want to discount it, but I feel like I will probably pick a novel instead of that. We've got I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, a memoir, and then we also have another memoir with Finding Me by Viola Davis. I Must Betray You by Ruta Sepetys. That is a wonderful historical fiction YA. Number 7, Love Theoretically. Oh, it was nice that I did this Best Books of 2023 video already, but oh no. I was going to say it's making my choices very obvious. However, we also have As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katu. Oh, and we have Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I forgot that I read that this year. Okay, well, it's going to go to As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow just because that book has a lasting impact, and it also made me cry, which... Again, I love a book that makes me cry. So we've got As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. That's a long title. Okay, we are going to go on to March. Oh, March was middle grade March, so a middle grade might win this month. We've got 20 books read in March. I had to put my list on a separate page. So, my 5 stars were Otter by Catherine Applegate, really great. When Stars Are Scattered by Omar Muhammad and Victoria Jameson. That is a graphic novel memoir, which is phenomenal. Lessons in Chemistry, really, really good. Not a middle grade. Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga, a really, really great middle grade. What is this one? Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. That's a really good book. I gave it 5 stars. Those are only 5 stars. So, Keeper of Lost Cities, Other Words for Home, Lessons in Chemistry, When Stars Are Scattered, and Otter. I guess it has to go to Lessons in Chemistry. I mean, it doesn't have to, but I use that as one of my best books of 2023. And when I think about it, Lessons in Chemistry going up against Other Words for Home and When Stars Are Scattered, I think those are like my top 3. I still feel like Lessons in Chemistry will be longer lasting in my brain, so we're going to go with Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. I made my spread look all pretty, and now I'm just filling it in with my normal handwriting, but that's what life is. Okay, going on to April. April, oh yeah, these colors are from As Long as Lemon Trees Grow. I made an April reading, or April bullet journal spread where I made the cover of As Long as Lemon Trees Grow. So I'm glad it's on this list. Okay. Anyway, 5 stars in April. We've got Fast Feast Repeat by Jen Stevens. That was just a 5-star because I thought that it was so well done. It's a book about fasting. I don't think I will want that on the list. Let's see. We've got Notes on an Execution by Dania Kukafka, and that's the only 5 stars. So Notes on an Execution, it is... All right, moving right along to May. It's gonna be May. I read a bunch in May as well because it was Escape the Readathon and 72 Hours in the Smut Den. So I read 17 books. Let's see what my 5 stars were. We've got The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, a really, really great like dystopian book, follows her Handmaid's Tale. Verity by Colleen Hoover. That book is so good. Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery. That could be a great contender. Sparks Like Stars by Nadia Hashimi. That's another wonderful historical fiction I read this year. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. That was a reread. So I'm not actually going to count rereads in this best book of 2023 bracket. What's this one? Sunny by Jason Reynolds. His best, I think, in the track series. Let's see. Where are the rest of my... Oh, none of these are 5 stars. This is a 4.5. What was 17? Oh, Happy Place by Emily Henry was a 4.5. The options are The Testaments, Verity, Anne of Green Gables, and Sparks Like Stars. And Sunny. It doesn't help when one of these books is on my best of. I'm going to go with Verity. I don't think it will stand up against some of these others, but it still just is like a book that is on my mind. Not all the time, but, you know, when I get thinking about it, oh, it is good. Okay, on to June. June, I read 10 books, so a little bit of a smaller month, but I think a lot of 5 stars. So we got Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. That's going to be hard to beat. A reread of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, so that one will not count in this book bracket. Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren was another phenomenal romance. I don't know why I didn't include it in my best books, but it was very, very good. The Day the World Came to Town by Jim DeFeedy. This is a nonfiction about 9/11 in Gander, Newfoundland. I never know how to say it, but really a phenomenal story. Just the way he told all of those perspectives on that day was really, really great. And the last 5 star is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. Interesting. That was just like a very simple 5 star, which I loved it. But going up against Part of Your World, I think it's between Part of Your World and Love and Other Words. And it's going to go to Part of Your World. I think that is probably one of my most favorite romances ever now. So we've got Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Okay, we're going to jump over here to July. I think July was a very small reading month. Yeah, 7 books. This is my smallest reading month, and it looks like only 1 5-star. So what is that? Hello Stranger. Hello Stranger is going to be the winner. The only other ones that could rival it are The Wishing Game and Yellowface, which both are very, very good. I loved the game aspect of The Wishing Game, where a bunch of book lovers are trying to win an author's newest release. And Yellowface was another literary book, super, super good and thrilling in a way. But yeah, Hello Stranger, another romance right in a row. Yeah, I think I'm going to put Hello Stranger in this July box. All right, let's move on to August. August, it looks like I didn't fill in this page here. It looks like we've read 11 books, though, in August. I should really fill that out. That Feel sad. Okay, anyway, 11 books. Oh man, I reread the Heartstopper series, volumes 1 through 4. Those won't count, but they're all 5 stars. Oh no. Those are the only 5 stars I had in August. What a terrible reading month. That's too bad. So then we have to look at the 4 stars, which these will not even compare to some of the 5 stars in my bracket already. So let's see. We've got Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Wouldn't it be interesting if another Abby Jimenez made it on the list? We've also got, let's see, The Bridges of Madison County by Robert James Waller. I just know that's not going to go on here as my best book of August. Let's see, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Wow. Wow, the turntables. I don't know if a fantasy romance would go on this list for me. We've also got The River We Remember. Okay, it's going to be between Yours Truly and A Court of Mist and Fury. How interesting. Yours Truly really made me mad in some spots. It was fake dating, and the characters that questioned each other's emotions and feelings toward one another really frustrated me in times. It just like dragged on, even though I loved the characters. And so I think I'm going to do ACOMAF, A Court of Mist and Fury, because it was just a really great escapist book for me, and really, really good. So, okay, we've got a Sarah J. Maas going on the book bracket. I think that's a first. I'm just going to put ACOMAF to make it easy for me. Okay. Wow, that I did not see that coming. Okay, moving on to September. I read 11 books, and let's check out what the 5 stars were. We have Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. We have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I'm going to tell you, it's going to that. I guess it's only between those two, and it's going to go to Project Hail Mary. That was just the most thrilling and suspenseful audiobook I've ever read. I couldn't stop listening. I had to know what happened next, so yeah, it's going to go to Project Hail Mary. All right, we're getting close, folks. We're moving on to October. October, looks like I read 9 books. Oh, no. Oh, there is one 5 star. What is it? Oh, The Help. Yeah. Okay. The Help, it is. The Help is really, really a great book. All right, The Help by Catherine Stockett. All right, moving on to November. Here we are. Oh, I didn't fill this page out either. August and November, I slacked. Okay, so 11 books read. My first 5 star was Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. Not that Colleen Hoover doesn't deserve to be on here twice, but I feel like there's probably a better one. Let's see. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Why did that book hit me so much? We also have In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. Okay. Rebecca Yarros was just like, In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros was just a book I couldn't stop reading, which makes me want to put it on here. But The Goldfinch, I feel like the story will last with me longer. So I'm going to put The Goldfinch. I don't know why I didn't put In the Likely Event in my best books of 2023. I don't know. Maybe I felt ashamed for picking a Rebecca Yarros book. But still, I think The Goldfinch beat out In the Likely Event for me. So we've got The Goldfinch. Now, December is going to be tricky because I haven't quite finished the month of December. I'm filming this on the 27th. I think I will probably still finish 2 more books in December, but I don't think either of them will be contenders for this bracket. So we're just going to go with this list that I have currently. This is 11 books. I think it will be out of 13 eventually, but let's just check. My 5 stars are Evil Eye by Etaf Rum and Heartstopper Volume 5. Oh dear. I did love Heartstopper, but it wasn't the best, in my opinion. I still really I mean, loved it, flew through it, and love Nick and Charlie. But out of the series so far, it's definitely not my favorite out of the 5. So I am going to choose Evil Eye. And again, this is because of how the character resonated with me. I blab on and on about it in my Goodreads vlog. And I think I'm going to choose Evil Eye. I am a young mom who struggles with depression and anxiety, and that was this main character. So while I didn't maybe suffer from the relationship struggles or the cultural expectations put on her, I still felt for her. So I'm going to choose Evil Eye by Etaf Rum. Okay, now it gets to the tricky part. Were all these books on my best list from yesterday? No, because ACOMAF wasn't on there. But all the rest were. So it is a showdown, a true showdown. We're going to start with the first 2 books from January and February. Cloud Cuckoo Land versus As Long as Lemon Trees Grow. This is going to be really hard. Oh my gosh. Already the first matchup is hard. I want to pick both of them, but gut instinct and how quickly I read this book, I'm going to choose As Long as Lemon Trees Grow. As long as the lemon trees grow. I wouldn't be surprised if that makes it. I don't know. Okay. Moving on to March and April. Lessons in Chemistry won the best book in March, and Notes on an Execution won the best book in April. So I think that this one is going to go to Notes on Execution, just because I loved what it had to say about how not everything is black and white, and how people who do bad things can still have good sides to them. So yeah, that's moving on to the next round. Yeah, I feel good about that. I think that's right. Okay, next we have 2 romances, kind of. Verity is more of like a thriller romance. We've got Verity up against Part of Your World, and this is an easy one. I am going to pick Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Like I said earlier, this is probably one of my most favorite romances. I think it's the small town aspect to it that got me. So it's going to be Part of Your World. Okay, let's move on to Hello Stranger versus ACOMAF. Again, I feel bad for any book that I picked in August because they were all 4-star reads. So going up against a 5-star read, it's going to fail. So Hello Stranger is moving on. Hello Stranger. Okay. September, we have Project Hail Mary, and October, we have The Help. These are such different books. That's why this is a little bit difficult and like subjective, because putting books up against each other that cover such different topics and are from such different genres is, yeah, just like, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know where the sentence started. Oh no. I feel so sad that The Help is gonna go off of this, but Project Hail Mary, just something about it. Such a phenomenal story about humanity and the will to survive. Not that The Help wasn't great, it was, but like Project Hail Mary just is like a little bit better. So I guess I'm gonna go with Project Hail Mary. Oh, I'm sorry, Catherine Stockett. I still really love your book, and it maybe would have made it farther if it was up against any of these other books, but Project Hail Mary, man, that's a good book. Okay, this one's really hard too, because both of these, we have The Goldfinch and Evil Eye. Both of these, I just really fell in love with the main character. We follow this main character, and yeah, it's an in-depth look in their lives. In The Goldfinch, it is about a young boy, Theo Decker, and he goes through so much. And same with Yara and Evil Eye. She goes through so much. And whew, at first I did not like Evil Eye. I didn't like it hardly at all. And the Goldfinch was super slow. So it's actually maybe fitting that these two are going up against each other. And just, I don't know if it's because of how recently I read Evil Eye, but it just really is a book that has impacted me and made me see someone like myself on the page. And so I'm going to pick Evil Eye by Etaf Rum, which I'm so excited to read. A Woman Is No Man by Etaf Rum. I need to read it. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. So anyway, okay, we're down to 6. Now we go to the next pairings. Oh my gosh, this is just going to get harder and harder. Okay, As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow is up against Notes on an Execution. Again, if you know me, if you've been watching me for the longest time, you will know that I love a book that makes me cry. And I literally sobbed. I had tears streaming down my face for As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow, and that just makes me hold a spot for this book in my heart. And so I'm going to move As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow to the next spot, to the next, what is that called? Bracket. The next thing. Okay. As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. Okay. I feel like these months were my easier months, and maybe it's because I read a lot more romance in the summer months, but we have Part of Your World up against Hello Stranger. You've caught on probably that Part of Your World is going to make it to the next step. Part of Your World. Oh man. Evil Eye versus Project Hail Mary. Again, these are both so different. But again, I could maybe see some similarities. They both have main characters who feel very isolated for very different reasons. Obviously, this is a contemporary, this is a sci-fi, but a lot about humanity is covered in both of them too. Just like how everybody struggles, goes through hard times. Wow. Speaking of going through hard times, I don't know how to choose. And it's just going to get harder. I think, makes me sad to do this, but I think I am going to put Project Hail Mary on to the next round. Evil Eye was great and definitely will last with me for a long time, but Project Hail Mary I can talk about, I feel like, forever. Not that I can't talk about Evil Eye, but Project Hail Mary, there's just like one thing after the next, and our main character is just so amazingly smart and figures out things that nobody could, and it's just so thrilling, and outer space is super cool and fascinating. And so I think I'm going to move Project Hail Mary on. Yeah, I think that feels right. I do love Evil Eye, and Evil Eye is going to be my 4th place book because it was so good. And you know, again, how these all stack up against each other, Evil Eye probably could have beat out like Part of Your World, but this is how it works out. So now we're down to 3, and these 3 have to battle head to head. We've got As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katu, a young adult, historical / contemporary about the war in Syria and how our young main character has to heal people because she's a doctor, but then also figure out how she's going to get out of this war-torn country. Yeah, that was a pretty good synopsis. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez is a romance about a big city girl falling in love with a small town boy, and there's also an age gap dynamic where she feels like her lover couldn't fit into her world because he is young and less experienced. Oh, it's so good. And then Project Hail Mary, sci-fi about a man who is on a mission from the Earth to try to save the world, save the universe, and yeah, is able to do it. I'm stumped. You know, while I'm just like biding my time, I feel like I'm filibustering, actually deciding what book is going to be my best book. I saw Jess from Joshi Curran do a different kind of bracket, like finding out your best book, where you put every book up against each other and like give them a number. I'll put a picture of her thing here if I can find it. But you put like A against B, A against C, A against D, A against E, A against F. And whatever letter shows up the most, you like add all of them up. Whatever letter shows up the most, that's actually your best book of the year. Now I want to figure that out. Because would it be the same? I think it maybe would be. Because I already think I know what it's going to be. Because looking at these books, maybe I should just compare. Let's look at Project Hail Mary up against some of these others. Project Hail Mary, I think, would beat out Hello Stranger and Akamath. It obviously already beat out The Help. I think it would beat out The Goldfinch, and it obviously beat out Evil Eye. It would definitely beat out Verity. Maybe not Notes on Execution. But maybe it would. It would definitely beat out Lessons in Chemistry, and I think it would beat out Cloud Cuckoo Land. Although those have some similar aspects to it too. There's like a space component for both of those. So this, I think, is in its rightful spot. I think that it deserves to be here. Part of Your World also, I think, deserves to be here. It was just a romance that really, really worked for me. And you know, romances are hard to absolutely love and fall in love with, but this one was perfect for me, and I think it definitely was the small town aspect. This one ripped me apart, chewed me up, spit me out, and made me better as a human being. So putting this up against all of these other books, I do think my best book of 2023 is going to be As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. It had, get the title right, Becca. It had, first of all, historical aspects. Historical fiction is one of my favorite genres. It had a little bit of romance, which definitely worked for me. It had just this main character struggling with what was right and what she should do for her country and for her family. And those struggles just made me feel for her. And the author, Zulfa Katu, was really able to put her true emotions on the page, the main character. So, yeah, my winner. And I honestly think I knew this back when I read it in February, that it was going to be a strong, strong contender for Best Book of the Year. And here it is. My best book of 2023 is As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katu. And I'm so pleased with that. Like, it just really feels perfect for me. Although it is young adult, which feels weird, but I feel like it maybe is a cross between young adult and adult fiction. Anyway, if you want any sort of recommendation from me, I feel like these 12 books would be wonderful options to try. Let me know if you have read As Long as Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katu, and if you agreed with me, or if you didn't. It'd be great to have some bookish conversation with you down below. Also, let me know in the comments what your best book of 2023 is. I would love to get some recommendations from you as well. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video on your way out. Consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more bookish and bullet journaling content from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!